Hi there. The camera looks a bit crooked, so maybe I'll have to stand sideways. It's just a very quick video, hence no makeup, no nothing, from me and Sky. If you can see her, she's on here. She's decided she wants to be my best buddy and lean on me. Just a very quick video to say that I've just had an order. It's from Ice, and I thought it had got lost, so I was making inquiries at Ice, and unfortunately it fell foul of British customs. Anyway, as the price that the customs were asking for it was more than the actual package was worth, which sometimes happens here in the UK. Ice very kindly requested it back again and resent it to me. Anyway, the second time it went a different route, and it didn't get stocked in the customs, so it's nothing very exciting when I finally open it, but I just thought you might want to see what I'd bought when I didn't, yes I did break my yarn vow, because I broke it the other week, if you remember, with the pink, white and black wool. But as that was for an order, I didn't necessarily class that as being breaking my yarn vow. But this time it is purely for stash, so this is breaking my yarn vow. It's, I'm not keen on that colour actually. I thought it was going to be more cream. It is off-white, it is cream, it's ivory. But it isn't kind of as colourful. Where do I get in it? As I would have liked. It looks a bit like a dirty white. Not sure how that's going to photograph. It's mostly cotton, I think, or is it all cotton? Yes, it's all cotton. It's Ice and it was on offer. But as you can see, it's a bit of a strange colour. Not sure I quite like that. Might look different crocheted up. Might look more not white, you know. Not a white that's gone dirty. The moment it's looking a little bit like a white that's been washed with something else. But am I just being picky? But I've ordered cream before from Ice Yarns and got this, what I would call a delicate lemon. So let's have a look at what else. I've only ordered 2 colours anyway. So that's another one of the off-whites. Gosh, they do pack them in tightly. Oh, this is the proper white. You can see what I mean now. When you can see, compare the two together. Oh. They package them really well, but unfortunately the packaging that they use is extremely flimsy. So once you've actually got it open, you can't get it back again because it just all tears. I actually bought a lot of, you know, polythene bags just for the process of rebagging things. Because when I'd taken them out to have a look at them, which you want to do, don't you, when you've just bought them. This is the same kind of yarn. It's a double knitting cotton. I think you would probably call it a 3. They call it a cotton light. So that one is the white, although it's not a very brilliant white. Having said this, I'm disappointed with it, but I'm not exactly Yahoo Padoop over it. Yeah, those are the two together, so you can see there's a difference. That one's a not very good white, and that one's definitely a creamy white. Ah well, it will always get mixed in with something else. I've got plenty of other colours in cotton that I can mix it with, because I'm not too sure whether I want to use it on its own. Whether my customers might think it's a bit dirty. You know, like I've had it around for a while. But as your testimony to this, it's just arrived. Yes, I don't think that's one of my better buys from Ice. This is the problem, isn't it? When you buy online, you're never quite certain what's going to turn up. But I'm sure I will use it, even if I have to work another colour with it. Well, what am I doing at the moment? At the moment I'm on the last finishing straights, thankfully, of the big cream cardigan, which has been haunting me. That's the pattern of it. And these are the clips I use. I got the idea from somebody on YouTube. I'm sure the person who gave me the idea of it will tell me. They're little clips, a little bit like, I don't know, bulldog clips or clothes peg clips. And they're fantastic because I started off using dressmaking pins, which was a no-no, and then I went on to quilting pins, which again was no-no. Then I finished up with some plastic big pins, but they weren't very good if the work was fine because you had to force them in and out of the fabric because they were quite thick. But these just pin on the edge. So anyway, this is, oops, that one side's not pinned yet. That's going to be what it's going to be like. It's a plus size cardigan. I am altering the pattern somewhat because the pattern does have knitted edges and knitted bands, which I'm, as you know, knitting is not my forte at the moment. So I'm doing the imitation, front post, back post, double crochet to make a ribbon of sorts. Yeah. The pattern is it's a sunbeam one, I do beg your pardon. 1717, and it's got 3 designs on the pattern. Quite an old pattern, but I did manage to get a proper copy, if you know what I mean. Original copy, not photostated copy, from eBay. Also what I've got, I don't know whether I remember showing it before, I wanted something to hold my yarn, so I got this lovely little bag. But unfortunately, it's not sturdy enough, so I've had to put some, the packing stuff that comes around stuff. I've had to put that around the edges of it. I might get some, like plastic canvas or something like that that's sturdy to keep it from actually collapsing when you've got your bowl in it. I mean, if you're in the US, you might be alright because your bowls of wool are bigger, but eventually I suppose they go smaller, don't they? But this just collapsed on me every time I used it. It kept folding over. It just wasn't strengthened enough. It's a pity because it's a lovely design. But a design fault, nevertheless. Yeah, I would like a yarn bowl, but when I look at the prices, I think, no. I will just make do with a plastic jug or one of these. Yarn bowls are something that are nice to have, a lovely accessory, but absolutely not necessary. And a lot of the other ones, the little round plasticky things that fit together, like a ball thing, are not big enough because they fit 50 grams nicely, but most of the time I use a 100 gram ball. And so that just doesn't work for me. So at the moment I've got to stitch it all up, obviously. And I've got the bottom ribbon and the ribbon that holds the buttons to do before it goes on Etsy. So, anyway, I must say a big thank you to Dina, Mosquito Valley Blog, for giving me a lovely shout out on Facebook. It is nice when somebody does that because it actually brings me into a different range of friends, people or whatever. I used to belong to a site one time with crochet where it wasn't crochet, it was crafting, where we used to give shout outs on each other's pages because it brought them because I used to shout them out on my page, and it brought me because they used to shout me out on their pages. It brought me into a different audience. And as they say, that's the way to promote yourself, isn't it? But it kind of fell by the wayside because a lot of people didn't promote me. Perhaps they thought it wasn't for their customers because a lot of them were into vintage pottery and crockery and things like that. So whether they thought that putting, my crochet things on their pages would be not really in keeping with what their customers were looking for. So I don't know. Anyway, I really must make more effort into finding more crochet vlogs to watch. So I'm always open to suggestions if you know of any nice ones. Oh, I've just got stopped in my tracks. Rather gorgeous pink crochet dress just came down the runway. I've got a fashion channel on in the background. And, if you know of any any crochet vlogs. I'm not really into these very, very long-winded knitting vlogs. You know, they're very nice and I'm sure lots of people love them, but they're not holding my interest because I don't really knit. And, you know, I'll try to give a shout out to the people that I watch, but bear in mind that most of them will be crochet. You know, nothing against knitting. I used to be a knitter myself, but at the moment, because I'm not knitting, it's not sort of holding my interest. Yes, I can look at something knitted and think, oh wow, that's gorgeous, that's wonderful. And I will watch videos that are a mix of both, you know, knitting and crochet. I will watch that. But I can't hold the interest for a total knitting podcast. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know whether I am a podcast, a vlog, or what the heck I am. Yeah, I'm just a video. Video killed the radio star. Where did that come from? At the top of my head. That was a song once in about the 80s, I think. I'm sure my videos won't kill any radio stars. I don't have that kind of following yet. Anyway, it's very short and sweet today. Not much to say, not much to do. No progress on the house. The weather's turned horrible again. It was a gorgeous day yesterday, but today it's raining and it's freezing cold. And I've been wearing a shawl. I've just taken it off because I didn't want to look quite so wintry on the video. Call it pride. Don't want everyone to think Manchester is always freezing cold and raining. If you live here, you know it's always raining, so you don't need me to tell you. That's all I can think of today. Just waiting for the post to bring me something very exciting. I have ordered a new plastic laundry basket. Oh, I do lead an exciting life, don't I? I priced them up in the supermarket when I was going around because I don't have access to going round to many different supermarkets that might have cheap things. We don't have a Poundland or anything like that. And I found that the cheapest option was actually online with free postage and packaging. So I've actually ordered myself a new laundry basket. Because I don't know what happened to the other one. Well, actually, I think I do know what happened to the other one. I think I fell on it. On one of my falls. But because it was full of laundry, I didn't notice at the time, but I must have split it and it's just gradually split further and further. So it's now in like two halves on one side of the round, you know, round laundry basket. You know the kind I mean, the one with handles. So I went all exotic and spent £6 on a new laundry basket. I'm not going crazy with any money. I'm not buying anything if you discount the yarn which I'd actually ordered long before the money came through anyway. And I thought that I would be able to make cream things and white things to go on my Etsy. Or in my Etsy shop, I should say. But looking at the state of the colours, it's going to have to be two coloured things, I think. The white will probably look okay if I mix it in with a pink or a blue or a green or something. I've got quite a few summer top patterns that use like 3 different colours, so I'm wearing my pink plastic beads today. I still haven't sorted them out, they're still all in a great big carrier bag. These days the days go by and I don't seem to have got anything done. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's about nearly 4 o'clock now and I still haven't really done anything. I've just picked up my crochet to try and sew it together. In my mind's eye I'll have it finished tonight, but I'll be lucky if I do. I've got the fashion channel on in the background because it's just twittering away there, and occasionally I'll look up when, you know, oh, bright shiny squirrel, as Dina would say. Something catches my eye as the crochet dress did then. It was a bright shocking pink dress coming down the runway and it was rather nice. I keep looking on YouTube to find like fashion runway and crochet. I do find odd ones, you know, or I find like the Lion Brand one that's got knitting and crochet on with it. But people who did the crochet runway things, they're all dated about 2011, you know, 2013 or something. I mean, I'm not dead fashionable, but I would like to see something new and something different. Anyway, think of me if you find some crochet video that you know I haven't watched, or you think I haven't watched, because they're not maybe that well known. Yeah, I mean, I do watch a few, but There's one called Laura Cepido, that's Cepido. Lovely videos, lovely tutorials, but she's Portuguese. And she rattles on that quick that you can't get, sometimes you can get the gist of what she's talking about. You know, because sometimes she goes, when she's counting the chain to chain on. And she flashes the hook past that quick, you don't know what size it is. So, you know, I wish she'd cater to the masses, and because I'm sure people in the US and that would love to, you know, buy her things and stuff like that. I think she's Portuguese. But I can't understand a word she's saying. So, and one of these days I will get to grips with Japanese patterns. I can do a lot of charts, and Sue, she just races through these Japanese charts. But I just haven't got the brain. I've got the brain for the US and the UK charts. I can sort out, no problem, between the two languages of crochet. Not a problem. But for somehow or another, the Japanese write their charts differently. My brain just does not go around them, yeah. But they make such lovely patterns that I would love to do. And I find lots of other lovely patterns on YouTube and that. Just trying to think, but they use terribly fine cotton and fine hooks. And I think I crochet fairly reasonably fast, but I don't crochet quick enough to make these very fine things, you know, in order to sell them, because I'd be there for months. I watch all these programs saying, don't underprice yourself, you should charge by the hour. Does anybody want to pay $2,000 for a cardigan? If I priced by the hour. If I priced 5p by the hour, I still would be charging more, I think, than what I do already. Anyway, that's about it. You had your fill of me yesterday, and now you're having a short video of me today. Minus makeup, minus everything, because it was a spur of the moment video. So my lovely Sky is now sleeping by the side of me. She's had a cough. We don't know what it is. It's more like in her throat, you know, when she's eaten anything. Whether it's just a narrowness, and when she's eaten anything she has to sort of start to cough as if it's stuck in her throat. She's been to the vet, she's been all over, she's had medication and stuff, but I think it's just one of those things. And also she gets very breathless if she gets overexcited, you know, if the postman comes or anything. So when she's with me, I try and keep her beautifully calm. I said to you before, I do have this effect on dogs. I mean, they're all sleeping all around me now. I seem to have a very calming effect on animals. I pick them up and they fall asleep. Man, I can't pick Sky up. She weighs about 6.5 stone. I don't know what that is in pounds. There's 14 pounds in a stone, so you can work that a bit out. But she weighs 6.5 stone, and I think that Poppy weighs 7.5 stone. So even when they're being playful and they lean against you and tread on your feet, you know about it. But there's not a malicious bone in their bodies. Not at all. There's the sweetheart. She's so beautiful. I hope you can see her. She's so beautiful, aren't you, my Sky? Yeah. She's very much... Poppy is the one who runs up every morning banging her tail. So glad to see me. And Sky just does the sly wag of the tail. Oh, she's chasing a fly. She just gives the sly wag of her tail, but if I go past her without saying hello, she, you know, she has that look in her eye like, hey, hey, over here, me. Yeah. Well, she just sees somebody going up the stairs of the house across the road. So long as little one doesn't see them, we're fine. If he sees them, it'll be a bark fest, because these two sleepers have got to join in. But if Sky sees them first, she doesn't make a muff, unless it's the postman. Oh, Gigi's woken up, but fortunately, they've actually gone in the front door, closed it, and he's settled back down to sleep. Anyway, our sweetheart, no. She's now put her head on me. It's purely because I'm sitting in her mum's spot on the sofa. Because if I sit by the window, I get the backlight from the light from the window, and I look as though I've got like an ethereal glow and a halo around my head. And I can assure you I'm no angel. I'm not bad. Not bad, but I'm no angel. Yeah. Not many of us can say that we're all good. I do try to be good. I try to do all sorts of things, you know, what I can do for people. I used to do a lot more for people, other people, when I had spare money, you know. So, you know, it's not as if I've never done anything for people in my life. It's just I've had to curtail it as I've got older and the money's got less. Oh. I've got a van coming, so I'm going to have to say goodbye. The window man has arrived. Goodbye, people, goodbye.